Oh crap. Hey guys, it's Tim from DimusTech. First of all, sorry for my voice. I know I'm a little bit sick, but that's what we have. And as you can see, I've got the Sandisk Extreme, a MicroSD of 256 gigs. Now, it's 330, so it's supposed to be fast enough for 4K. Also, if you want to use it on an Android device, it should be good since it's A2 classified. And basically, I'm going to use it for my GoPro, for long time lapses, long videos. But I also will be able to use it for the Canon camera. So, since in the camera mainly, except today, I use this card, this one basically a Sandisk Extreme Pro with 64 gigs and it's also V30, we are going to compare them. So, there is no real unboxing here, but we can sort of quickly cut it and open it. Oh, okay. So this is our microSD with SD adapter, which I'm not really sure that I need, but okay. Let's just see how many time can we record at 4K, 60 FPS, well, basically the highest quality of the GoPro. It actually shows us 6 hours and a half. Wow, that's a pretty long thing. Now you probably want to tell me now, yeah, but you don't have such a big battery, the battery won't last so long. Well, you can actually charge the GoPro while you are shooting. So that's what I'm about to do sometimes when I'm traveling with my backpack, etc. I'm just connecting my travel battery pack and that's it, I'm just going with it and shooting. Now, I'm not holding it on my hand, it's actually being held on my backpack, so that's kind of cool and convenient. Now, in short, what I could find is basically that this one supports up to 95 megabytes per second of write speed, and this one, the Extreme, not the Extreme Pro, supports up to 90 megabytes per second. And for me, I don't think that it really matters. I mean, for my needs, both should be okay. Honestly, that's already probably much faster for the GoPro than I had, so it should be good. So, what I'm about to do is actually do a quick comparison with this. So this is just a USB adapter, and what I'm going to do, I know it's limited. I mean, it's USB free, but it's still limited. I know. I'm not really sure how much speed we can get from it, but that's what I have. So we're going to check what we receive in write speeds here and what we receive in write speeds here. Now, for the sake of this test, I'm going to use this microSD with an SD adapter, though this thing can handle microSD as well. So just so they will be like equal. So let's move to our computer and try to test them out. So I just found some pretty random small app that can test an SD card. Sadly, the Crystal Disk Mark cannot test external SD cards, apparently. So, let's just hit start and see. Now, currently, I inserted the 64 gigs, the Extreme Pro, which is supposed to be faster, but again, I remind you, we are limited to the USB-free adapter, which I'm not really sure that is fast enough, but let's see what we get. So, as you can see, we do get the 90 megabytes per second read. We have only 86.43 megabytes write. Just to be sure, let's try to run it again. And in terms of read speed, we got more, but in terms of write speed, it's exactly the same. So, let me insert the 256 gigs and we'll test it again. So currently the 256 gigs SD card is inserted. Let's click start and see what we get. And as you can see, the reading speed is actually slower. It's only 80 megabytes per second. Now, honestly, reading speed is not what important for me at all. I mean, anyways, it takes me time to copy files, and it doesn't really matter if it will be a little bit slower for me, since again, I'm limited for the USB-free adapter. And as you can see, the write speed is pretty much the same. I think it's even a little bit higher. Let's do again another test. And honestly, we get the same writing speed again. I really think that this is the limit what the USB-free adapter can give us. And the reading speed, well, yeah, it got a little bit faster. Let's run it just last time for being sure, and that's it. Yeah, as you can see, the reading speed is exactly the same, and even the write speed. Just to be sure, just to be sure, let me again insert the 64 gigs. So now we are again with the 64 gigs. Let's run the test. Yeah, the reading speed is definitely higher. Writing speed is actually a little bit slower. That's kind of weird. Now I want to do a final test with the 256 gigs. Since it's a microSD, I'm going to insert it now to the adapter without the SD adapter, directly to the USB-free adapter that I showed you before, and we'll see what we'll get now. So currently the 256 gigs is inside without the SD adapter. Let's go ahead and see what we'll receive now. Not really sure that it makes any difference. I mean, it's just an SD adapter, just a plastic that sort of extends the wires. There's nothing else to it as far as I know, but let's test it out. Now I'm kind of confused. I mean, we did get a higher reading speed and a little bit slower actually writing speed. That's interesting. Let's try it again. Okay, now we got pretty much the same writing speed that we had before, and reading speed again is higher. So yeah, remember, if you have an SD adapter and you can avoid using it. I mean, it's nothing significant. You won't really feel the difference, but it's there. There is some sort of delay there, I believe. In terms of write speed, it seems pretty much the same to me. Now, honestly, the purpose of this video was actually to prove myself whether should I actually next time buy an Sandisk Extreme Pro, or I can go with a Sandisk Extreme, not the Pro, and if it's cheaper, actually take that one, and I'm good to go. So yeah, they're pretty much the same. I don't see almost any difference, and I'm pretty sure if I would take a different SD card, you know what, for the sake of this video, let's take an SD card that is actually class 10. It's an old Transcend, 32 gigs actually. I'm not really sure if there's something on it. I used it kind of a long time ago. That was my main SD card for my camera. And I can tell you that it's sometimes slow. I can tell you that it has buffer with my camera. I can tell you that sometimes I even had issues inserting it to the camera. The camera wouldn't recognize it all the time. It's a pretty old SD card from 2011, if I'm not mistaken. That's when I bought it at the United States actually. That card was pretty cheap, so I got it. And let's go ahead and see how does that one perform. Again, this is not V30. Actually, I'm not even really sure if it's U1 or whatever. Let's just go ahead and test it. Oh wow. In terms of reading speed, yeah, that's kind of understandable why I hated this card. And wow. Okay, I can tell you this. I am using the Canon 70D now. And back then I was using the Canon, I think 500D. I did use that card on the Canon 70D, so there is no much difference between the two cameras with that card, but it's kind of horrible. And right now I think it's the first time that I'm testing actually the speeds of that card, and I can see why. So guys, that's why sometimes you should invest some money in your SD cards. Now, I did think about getting some SD card from AliExpress or something Chinese, but I decided to go for something that I'm sure it will be good and high quality, and I won't mistake it with some other non-branded or some fake SD card. So that's why I actually invested some money and bought the SD card in Amazon. Again, I'll leave some links in the description of the video to some of the cards that I know that are okay, so you'll be able to get them as well. And it's not that I don't support AliExpress. They do have original SD cards by Sandisk, by other brands. They're okay as well. Now, that's just the one that I tested. And you know what? I have another one to test. I decided that I want to test another one. That's actually a MicroSD that I pretty much found. Now, that's a Samsung Evo 32 gigs U1. Now, I used it a few times with my GoPro, but then I found that I have a bigger and better SD card. So this one is a directly connected MicroSD card, 32 gigs, Samsung Evo. I was thinking about ordering a Samsung Evo, but none of them was V30 certified, and I decided that I do want to go on something that is V30 certified, so that's why I didn't go for Samsung. But let's see if I could just go with it and that's it. Well, I can already tell that this card isn't good. I mean, it's much better than the SD card that I showed you before, but this one, well, it's a little bit better, but it's nothing close to the Sandisk. Now again, this is an old Samsung Evo. I'm pretty sure that Samsung has much faster cards now as well. None of them is, for some reason, V30 certified. I'm not really sure why. I didn't find at least one that is. So that's why I went with Sandisk. I have nothing against Samsung, but I just didn't find what I was looking for. And since I wasn't sure about the speeds, that's why I went with the Sandisk Extreme. Anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, with hope that my voice will get better and I'll feel better. I hope I won't be out of schedule, since I'm going abroad soon, so let's keep in mind about that. Thank you for watching this DimusTech episode. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you won't miss any future video. And I'll see you on the next one.